Hello everybody, good evening. Unfortunately, my cam is not working right now. It was working this afternoon and now it's not working. So I did not want to start the stream late, so that's why I'm already here. But I'm still trying to quickly see if I can get this cam to work. If not, we can have a stream without a cam. But I prefer to have it on for the stream because I think it's just much better. So this is a little bit weird. Why is it not working? Hold on, I don't even have the chat up yet. Guys, normally I have the chat prepared, but I was just messing with the cam like the past 10 minutes trying to fix it. And this really annoys me. So let me just quickly get the chat up on the screen as well. So at least that thing is up. Oh my god, everything is... Everything is rough right now, guys. Is chat overlay working? It will be in just a second. It will be in just a short second. Here we go. This should be no problem whatsoever. Chat. There we go. Now it should be working. There we go. Yeah, okay. The chat overlay is working. I don't know why the cam isn't working though. I already plugged it out. I plugged it back in. It should be working. I've deactivated it, reactivated it. Why is it being weird? Can it stop being weird, please? The thing is, it doesn't even turn on right now. Like it literally, like the entire webcam just doesn't seem to start up. Also, why is there no game sound? Why is everything just completely... Hold on, I think... Yeah, okay, game sound has been fixed. Okay, so 2 out of 3 have been fixed, guys. Chat's been fixed, game sound has been fixed. Now it's just the cam. Oh god, oh god, once again, guys, we have this thing where the chat is always translating. I hate, every stream I'm gonna start off by bitching about this, okay? Until at some point they just allow me to have it off by default. Wait, where did I change it again? I think I remember. I think it is it here and there? I just want to have this off by default. Please just allow me to save the settings, okay? Thank you very much. Okay. Oh I have no idea why it's not working. I can hold on, let me just create the source again. If it doesn't work, I'll just continue without, but that is not what I was planning on doing. So cam 2. Whoa. No, this is not. No. Okay. So now the entire source isn't even visible anymore on my end. Like it's like the cam isn't even visible anymore. What is going on? So bitching about it for all of eternity? Yes, correct. I will be bitching about it until they fix it, and since they will never fix it, I'll be bitching about it forevermore. So there we go. Yeah, guys, I guess we won't have a cam for today. I mean, I could probably try and restart the stream and, maybe like restart the PC and the stream and stuff. But since it's going to be a short stream anyway, I guess it's fine. It's not optimal. Also, I'm in here, by the way, because I was farming some of those Nagua. And, yeah, I got a bit of loot. I got these sulfurous essence. Don't know what they are, but it says brimming with unstable magic. It stings when it touches skin. And it does only have a high alchemy value, which means that they're not tradable. Which makes me think they're a currency of some sort. So I was thinking maybe I should go talk to the NPC here. Maybe there's something to do with this sulfurous essence. I mean, I'm not going to make big progress today, by the way, guys. Just going to be like chilling and chatting. But I do want to check this out real quick. Jessamine, do you have any idea How are things going? Pretty good. How about you? Made any more discoveries down here? More than you can count. I found so much new information on the old ones and Naguanil. The museum are hoping to include it in some new exhibit soon. Sounds awesome. I'll be sure to keep an eye out for them. On that note, I'll let you get back to it, okay? Is the lady still here? Like the lady, the spirit? Actually, wait, hold on. Wasn't the spirit in the spirit was in the end room, right? Wait, can't I enter the end room from here? I can't, right? No. So I need to go through one second. I need to go through either one of these. Okay, I guess the prison is probably the easiest, which is this one. So I go to here. Perhaps the talkable Nagawa would know more about the Solver's essence. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So I'm happy I'm right on that. Okay, cool. Sup guys, it's been a while. Sup, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I definitely haven't streamed a lot in the past. I'm so happy, by the way, that I had the like 7 videos banked before I got the keys to my house, because this is the first time I'm logging into the game in like a week and a half or something. I really wanted to play a bit, but yeah, I've been like working like 60 hour weeks, if not more. Well, I mean, it's like partially, of course, working my day job like full time, and then it's working in the house and stuff. And yeah, free time is an illusion this month, but it's fine because at least I'm not working for a boss for half the time, and I'm working for my own home. So in that sense, I don't mind it too much. But YouTube has kind of been pushed aside, so I'm really happy I had that banked setup of videos that is still rolling out. By the way, like there's one more video from that banked recording weekend coming up, and then we're all caught up again, and then I'll have to start finding time to record again. How many construction levels did you get? I'm 87 right now. I have learned how to do flooring. Not that I'm good at it, I've just spent a fair amount of time on it, and we all know, skill is irrelevant. It's all about spending time doing something for hours on end, just doing the same thing. So I've got a lot of experience in doing wallpaper removal with a little thingy you saw in the picture, where you just like scrape it off the wall with some water, and making sure the entire wall is even, and then putting like this skin wallpaper stuff on it. And I'm gonna start painting it soon. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of construction experience. It's amazing. Oh, I found some essence whilst fighting the lesser Nagawa. Thank you, Ignal. Wait, hold on. What did I just get? Wait, did I just get runecrafting experience? I shall use it to reinforce the seal. Goodbye. Did I just get like a 2.1k or something? Your new video is on pause until stream ends. Amazing. Because that's how I planned it. Actually, I didn't, but I wrapped up editing that video just before I finished working, because I finished working at 9 today, but generally the 6 to 9 like sitting is pretty chill. Like you're just kind of waiting for like web chats to come in so I can do some editing in the meantime. And then about like 8:45, I was like, I'm done. Want to go stream? Let's just do both. Release the video, or like I was gonna upload the video, walk the dog, come back, video is there, stream is there. I was looking at the camera as if I'm talking to it, but obviously there's no camera right now because it's being weird. But yeah, 2.4k runecraft experience right there. Beautiful. Smited, by the way. Wait, smited? Yeah, 0 prayer. Yeah, I was doing the Nagawa grind a little bit, and you're just kind of sitting there, of course, doing vile spam for prayer upkeep. It's pretty good. I got 2 defense levels. So I went from 60 to 62. I want to get this to 70 because I'm aware there's this armor that I can use at some point with the Torak and Guffin and Darok and Varex. Like, so this is all kind of stuff from the Barrows, right? So if I end up wanting to farm the Barrows a bit more, which I do want to do, then I need the defensive levels to be able to use it. So I want to get this to 70. Not good experience per hour, but a nice bonus along the way while training combat. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm here for just the defense experience and some gold, I guess, because I mean the death runes here are 30k. Like it's not great, but I've got Mithril here for 2.3k, some iron ore for 13k, some silver ore for 3k, some coal for 14k. Like, you know, it stacks up. It's quite nice. And I was told there is a rare drop on these Nagua. And I don't know what they're called anymore. Actually, I think I can go to the loot tracker. Yeah, Sulfur Nagua. And I think then I can go to loot lookup. Yeah. So I don't know what they are, but I've seen there is a drop called the Sulfur Blades. I don't know how good the Sulfur Blades are, but I'm assuming that's the rare drop you were referring to. I think someone mentioned that they have a drop. And it's 1 in 450. And I've gotten like, what, 150 kills now or something? So I'm hoping I can maybe loot that at some point, because, I mean, they sound cool at least, and I'm assuming they're a weapon of some sort. When I got started with the Sulfur Nagua as I released, I had like 95 Hunter or something already. Wait, oh, Hunter for the... Actually, wait, hold on. Did the potion scale with Hunter as well? I can't remember what the potion scale with. I mean, I know the potion scales with like a, you know, it gives you attack, defense, strength, and of course prayer restoration. 85 Hunter. I mean, it's still quite nice. Yeah, Sulfur Blades are kind of neat. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them. I don't know if they're better than my current weapon, but they do sound interesting, especially because and this is a guess. But I know that the Nagua themselves, they wield what I believe to be the Sulfur Blades themselves, and they have this dual strike thing. And I'm kind of hoping that they're dual wield weapons, that I can have a dual strike thing as well, because that sounds really cool for pretty decent DPS, I hope. So, potion scale of Herb Lover and Prayer. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Anyway, I do want to have some background stuff going on, so what I'll do, and today will probably just be a bit of a, you know, kind of chatting thing. I'm not really looking to do anything too crazy right now, so we'll just set up shop somewhere, like get some trees going, maybe look to push woodcutting a bit closer to 60, because I do want to get there at some point. Naguas also have negative armor, so fast strikes are more effective. Wait, so does negative armor mean that you get an addition to your damage? Like if you normally, like if you rolled 25 or something, does negative armor make that 25 go into like a 27 or something? Like, I don't know how that scales. I mean, I'm assuming negative armor means my damage against him is actually boosted, but I don't know how that works. Torek used to hit you once until Moons came out, so they split Torak's hit splat. Wait, hold on, what? Torak used to hit you once until Moons came out, so they split Torak's hit splat. Got split in... Sorry, that last part is maybe I'm misreading it, but it reads a bit weird. I think that's how it works. Okay, flat armor, yeah, not to be confused with defense. Torak wields 2 hammers. Oh, you mean he now has like the dual strike thing that the Nagua have? Oh, so was dual strike not a thing until quite recently, and now it's been like it's been retroactively applied to some of the previous monsters that do have 2 weapons, like Torag? I got myself the tea again, guys. You know, I'm kind of missing the cam right now. It's really unfortunate. I do very much appreciate just being able to, you know, actively emote, you know? I guess I can emote in game, you know? I can just go like, hey, I can jump for joy, guys. Here we go. I'm doing that IRL, just so you know. I think it's only Torak, but yeah, introduced with Moons. Okay, cool. It's a new thing. Did not know that. That's pretty cool. Look at that vile value. Here we go. All. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, that's all gone. I require an axe, and now I need to go 1 again. I will bring my adamant axe, which still is not rune, by the way. I'm like 600 hours into this game, still sitting on a rune axe. Also, guys, a quick preview for part 124 that I have yet to record, but I know I'm gonna open it with this. I would do it on stream, but I really like it being in the video because, you know, the videos are watched by more people, so I don't want to hide them in streams. But remember the blessed bone shards. I've been doing some farming during work because that's something that I can do sometimes. I have 13,500 of these blessed bone shards, and I'm really looking forward to spending them with the blessed wine. Today's video, I mean, as the thumbnail has suggested, I do discover the blessed bone shard thing with the wine, so I'm looking forward to spending this and getting a big nuke in prayer experience. It'll be lovely. Anyway, I have the axe. I just need, hold on, what is the combination for Seers again? Wait, which one is, oh sorry, Camelot. It's 5 air runes. Okay, here we go. And I guess I want to go onto a forestry world. Right. Here we go. We bank this. You know what? We might as well just bank the entire worn item thing just so we're a bit lighter weight. And then I also grab the forestry kit thing. Oh, I want to wear it. Okay, there we go. I think... Actually, wait, hold on. Now I also deposited my axe. Wait, hold on. The axe is in here. Let me bring the axe back out. Here we go. There we go. We are in prime setup. Yeah, grab axe again. Yeah, threw it away. All right. Let's see. World selector. I want a forestry world. All right, guys. I am on 444. If anyone's like, hey, I want to do forestry as well, join me on 444. We can cut down trees together. If not, I hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing. Oh god. Okay, guys, quick question. How do you feel about listening to for the next hour? Do I turn it down, or do you guys just like, do you guys want to just sit here and enjoy the lovely sounds of You get to be my background GPS music, and we love it. Hey, and I love being the background music. But by background GPS music, do you mean that you're currently driving or something, and you know, you're getting directions, and I'm just talking in between? Because if so, I will tell you that you need to turn left in about 300 meters. I'd rather do forestry with my bare hands, with Barbarian Gathering Relic. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but I should probably turn this sound down a little bit. Here we go. Yeah. Crash noises. No! Don't crash! Don't do it! Hold on, what's the chat talking about here? Bullet for My Valentine was the first concert I ever went to. The kind of new metal but poppy. Wait, hold on, are we talking about... I mean, you know, I listened to Bullet for My Valentine back in the day. What was that song called? Tears Don't... Is it Tears Don't Fall? Something like that? And there was also something like... It was like this really... Hold on. What were their songs called? Was something like Screaming? Hold on. Bullet for My Valentine. There was Tears Don't Fall, and there was... What's the other thing? Yeah, Scream Aim Fire. I mean, they had quite some decent songs, honestly. You know, I quite enjoyed it. Forestry is the AFK chatting activity for in-game chat too. Yeah, I know, it's great. I always tend to just be reading chat whenever I'm doing this. It is really good. But now we can do it. I can read the chat to you guys, and I can talk to you guys at the same time. It's kind of like I'm doing a watch party, guys. Like I'm co-streaming the forestry map chat. Bring Me the Horizon. For some reason, I'm getting all these abbreviations as well without having listened to these bands in years. Re-releasing their first album soon. Re-releases suck every time because you already have nostalgia for the OG mix. I don't agree. I think sometimes re-releases can be good. I think sometimes they can be good whenever they're just like cleaning up the recording. If it's like an 80s recording or something, they're just cleaning things up a little bit, you know, and like just remixing them to be a little bit better. But often they'll just ruin them by just adding too much bass, which, to be fair, is generally what happens. So guys, how are you enjoying the season? You know, quick story. I wanted to play the season. Oh wait, hold on. There's something going on here. I need to. What was this again? I think it's retrieve. Okay, so I retrieve eggs, and I bring them to him, right? That's how I just like loop around like this. I think so. So yeah, I was planning on playing the season a little bit, and I actually do have pretty much the first video recorded, but then I couldn't play for like well over a week, and I kind of realized that, you know, I don't think there's that much value in me playing the season. Unless, like, if you guys say like, hey, I'll really enjoy that, like I'll definitely still be able to release it, because, you know, it's still on the hard drive. But it to me it felt like I would not get very far. Like I would get to like maybe like iron tier or whatever, and then, you know, the season will be over because you just have to have like very little time right now. So it will be a very incomplete series. So I've kind of dropped the idea of doing that series right now. Partially because like I'm still not like I feel like I'm approaching the point where I'm experienced enough to really enjoy seasons, but I'm not quite there yet. And then also, of course, my life is just extremely busy right now with the house and stuff. So I felt like maybe I should just focus on this and just you know, whenever the next season comes out, that's when I'll go ham on it. Because at that point, like this series will be very far in as well. And there's some AFK relics like Endless Harvest or Butler's Bell. Yeah, I saw there's some really good relics, but it's still like, you know, I think like the grind is not really the big issue, because I can do that during work sometimes fairly effectively. But, you know, like making the videos and editing the videos and, you know, all that time, like I feel like that would slow me down so much that it's gonna be rough to have a series like a serious season thing coming out. So that's kind of why I'm a bit hesitant to push too deep into it, because I feel like it's like I'll be competing with like all the people who are like hype training it, like all the big guys, and it will also be a very incomplete series, which I don't know, it kind of feels iffy to me a little bit. This league started quite slow. Yeah, I'm actually like, I did enjoy whatever I played quite a lot. I really enjoy the idea of the league, by the way. Of the season. League? Yeah, the league. I really enjoyed it. I think it, like, had I just had a lot of time, I probably would have gone ham on it, because I love the dopamine hits of, oh yeah, and I get this relic, oh, and now I can like do this, and oh my god, even more experience, and you know, now I'm like super high level in all these things, and now I can start like a level 10 scale and just like burst to level 60 in like an hour, because like all these insane modifiers and stuff. I love the idea of that. I think I would really enjoy it, but it's just, yeah, it's a bit rough. And you know, if I do a series like that, I do want to do it justice. I don't want to just like spend 3 hours and be like, yeah, I played it, guys. I feel like it would be good stream content in general if I have more time, because like a lot of stuff happens, right? You're not, the grinds are shorter, I guess, because of the XP modifier. So like you're doing a lot more different things, and there's less monotony to it, probably. Wait, someone just said you want a bonus squirrel. I don't know what he means, but guys, don't bone squirrels, okay? Don't do it. I'm at 18 packs, really need at least 2 more, and will the Echo Weapon. I have no idea what Echo Weapon is, or what Echo is in general. I've heard it's like Echo bosses, so is an Echo boss like a stronger version or something like that? Oh, you didn't get around to the Varla agility? No, I don't think so. Each area besides Karamia has an Echo boss. Okay, that sounds quite cool. Echo bosses are basically League exclusive, stronger boss variants. Oh, okay. So that could be like a like Scurious could have an echo, for example. I mean, obviously, I'm not assuming it's going to be Scurious because he's an introductory boss, but like in essence, like he could have an echo and he would just have like ramped up mechanics and stuff. Like everything is more difficult, or like at least the stats are higher. I do like the idea of that. I think that sounds super cool. You know, the more I hear about Season, the more I'm like, yeah, I should really play these leagues because they're super fun. Oh, see, this is one of the things, by the way, that I just want to have the add-on, like the plugin for. Like doing this without the plugin is just a pain. So just allow me to have the plugin here and I'll just keep playing. I don't even know how this one works, by the way. I stand in here and then... Did something happen? Is something still happening? Introduced in Leagues 5, Raging Echoes, you grind the regular for Echo Orb and then fight the Echo Boss for a chance to get an Echo Weapon. Guys, that sounds very much like a... Do I just stand in here, by the way? That sounds very much like a... an ARPG seasonal thing. You know, it sounds very much like I'm playing Diablo 4 or whatever. Maybe next league, since this time Miss Talon is unavailable, except someone was there somehow. Oh, wait, really? That's interesting. Send on the odd till you get the points and bark. Okay. How is this one the odd one out, though? Because there is... Is it color-based or is it symbol-based? I guess probably symbol, because there was no... Wait, thanks for the arrow. Oh, are they using this as like an indicator? Yeah, I'm assuming it's not color. It is symbol, because it's like squares. It's the only square. It's based on both symbol and color. Oh, okay. It can be color or symbol. Okay, cool. I mean, you know, obviously the the plugin is doing it all for me. Which as you guys know, often I am not a fan of just outsourcing gameplay. This one, especially when I'm just chatting, this one is amazing. I love it. Give me that anima infused bark. How much bark do I have, by the way? View. I have 3.6k. Guys, you're kind of free to guide me with this one. I don't mind it too much. What do you recommend I do with the anima infused bark? Like what should I be getting? Is there anything specific you recommend that I grab first? I mean, there's the outfit, which I kind of want to go for. It's probably barely even worth running back and forth for these things, but I just like stacking them up anyway. Log basket would be very nice. So is a log basket, you know, simply what it says on the tin? Like it's just you... actually, I can look it up, right? Is a friendly forester guy here that I can buy it from? Basically, it can hold an extra 28 logs. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's quite nice. That is quite nice. I don't know how expensive it is. I don't know if I can afford it yet. Isn't the friendly forester here somewhere? I guess maybe he's... I mean, I know he's a drainer, but... There's a friendly forester just south of the bank. Oh, okay, we can go check it out. So, the bank... Oh, it's here, right? On this side. Ah, friendly forester. Here we go. So, log basket is 5,000 anima bark. Okay, not too bad, not too far away from that. 300 oak logs, 300 willow logs. Okay, that's not too bad, right? I mean, I can just go farm willows. I have no idea what the experience difference is between willows and maples. For some reason, I always mix these two up. How many do I have? So if I go to log, I don't have willow logs. I could get the oak logs very easily. I mean, obviously I can buy them as well, but I like the idea of farming them myself. So let's just go do willows. I think there's willows over... There's a willow over there. I can do willows over there. Why not? Might as well. Would buying them be more efficient? Yeah, definitely. Probably. But, you know, I'm here anyway, so I might as well do this. Echo bosses are both different stats, I think, but also more fun mechanics. I don't really like regular KBD, don't know what it is, but okay. Because you just get guaranteed status effects, but if you have what you need, you can avoid. Oh, that reminds me, by the way, guys, I kind of want to do some more bossing. That is easier than moons. Like, I kind of just like the idea of still doing the bosses when they have some level of challenge, as opposed to just leaving them for, you know, when like a couple hundred hours later when I run into them naturally. Because I'm afraid like I'll reach a point where most of the bosses will be completely trivialized by my stats, and I would like to be able to fight them. I would like to be able to fight them while I can wear my best gear and it's still being some level of challenge. Now, I don't need it to be a challenge like Moons, like that one was quite some effort, but like bosses on the scale of Scurious, I probably should try and do them soon, because that way I can do them while they're the most engaging content for me. Duo Titans might be an option. I have no idea where Duo Titans are, but are they like obviously I don't really need any like specifics, but you know, as long as they're easier than Moons generally, then I think I'm totally down to do those, because like if we go above Moons, I think I might run into a bit of a skill and gear check situation. Royal Titans is a duo boss, so I think it'd be great if you teach someone of us. Yeah, I don't know how I would do that, but that would be quite cool actually. A duo boss, yeah. Ooh, we could have some fun with that maybe. A duo boss, ooh. I see nearly all bosses are still a challenge at max level if you have no idea what to do. They scale more of gear anyway, and you're unlikely to get endgame gear anytime soon. Yeah, that's true. Definitely true. As in, you tell me or someone what you think we should wear, and we try to match that. Ooh. Wait, you haven't been there yourself yet. Wait, but does that mean do you have the ability to go there yourself? Because then we can do it together, but I guess you might struggle with some Ultimate Iron Man setup things that... Oh, look! Level 57, guys. There we go. Lovely. During a stream, you can give commands to the duo partner, maybe? Ooh. Ooh, and we try not to do mechanics unless you tell us what to do. That could actually be quite a fun thing to do, yeah. That could be fun. I mean, I definitely need to make sure I can reserve a proper evening for that, because that might take some time. We'll probably have to do it on the weekends when most people are available. But since you guys are OSRS players, and you know, you're online literally all day, every day, you know, we can sort something out. That should be good. Is it me, or do Willow Trees just like give me way more logs? I mean, obviously they're lower level, so I guess they will give way more logs, but are they quicker experience? Hold on, how much do these give? Because I feel like I'm logging them a lot quicker. Those were like 100, right? The maple ones. These are 68. I guess it's quite comparable experience, because they give me a lot more experience, but I do have to run back and forth. I mean, obviously I could drop them as well, and I think that would be better from a experience per hour point of view, but yeah, we'll just keep running back and forth. We can downgrade to match our equipment. Well, that could be, yeah. Ooh, if it'd be cool if there's like just 2 clones of me. That could be really cool. If anyone is up for it, go ahead. I could possibly join, but don't really need anything besides pet. Also, I guess you farmed it quite a bit then. Is the Duo Titans, I don't know, I literally know nothing about them except for the fact that apparently it's a 2-player boss, which I'm assuming it's called Duo Titans. I'm assuming there's also 2 Titans you're fighting, like you have to like swap between them or something like that. Is there a prerequisite quest? Or is it just say, hey, walk into the boss's lair and go fight him? Because if there's a prerequisite quest, then I should at least do the quest first, probably. No requirements. Okay. The official name is Royal Titans. Multiple. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely an idea. We can definitely do that at some point in the next month or two. We can go knock that out. Like I will have a lot more time probably when we're like halfway through May and I've moved. I should have a lot more time on my hands at that point, and we can definitely do a lot more things. I would love to do more events. Guys, don't you feel like woodcutting just feels like such an OG RuneScape thing to do? Guys, when you think of RuneScape, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? For me, before I started playing this last year, when I was contemplating doing this, there were two things that came to my mind immediately. One, as I've talked about many times, was the mining, smithing, well, like run through in the free-to-play area. That's one of the things. But the second thing would be woodcutting. And then to a lesser extent, I guess, fire making alongside it. But woodcutting for sure. Those are the two things that came to my mind. Worldy bosses are maybe an option, but there is the PK risk to worry about. Yeah. That's a bit annoying. For me, the first thing comes to mind is lore, but then again, I'm in a lore clan. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. No, I do tend to really like lore in a lot of games. Oh, a bird's nest. They're worth a fair amount, right? Yeah, 5k. There we go. Lovely. What comes to mind is redacted. Spoiler. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a lore guy when it comes to games that I'm really familiar with and where I can really get invested into the lore. In RuneScape, I think the lore is very interesting. And I definitely try and follow it as much as I can. But it's definitely a game... Oh, I should go there, by the way. But it's definitely a game where... As much as I'm enjoying the lore is very scattered. Which is by design. Like, it's very scattered by design. It's very much a... hey, just go... go to places and experience whatever's happening there. And it's not like a big plot. And I think overall I really like the design, but it does make it so that it's a bit harder to really follow the lore, because they're just like tidbits of like little stories everywhere, which I think in the end I'll find much cooler than an overarching plot generally. But it's definitely it's a bit harder to get into it. I am Hare, and I must feed my group. Feed them well. Just like you're feeding my channel by giving me all those hype points. I still have no idea what they do, by the way. I'm assuming they do something. So I'm thanking you for giving me all the hype points, but I honestly have no idea what the hype points are doing. They make a difference, allegedly. Yes, allegedly they do make a difference of some sort. Then again, nobody knows what the algorithm is all about. I also heard a very interesting, not really statistic, but like a very interesting theory by a YouTuber that I follow. He only has a single members only video, and it seems YouTube really wants YouTubers to have members only videos, because obviously it's going to generate memberships. So what happens to his singular members only video is that video gets pushed like crazy. Like, even I have seen that video in my feed like 50 times. I haven't even watched the associated content with it, because it's about a game that I would love to play myself at some point. So I haven't watched it. But it's really weird how apparently if you have it seems... Oh wait, hold on. Now I'm back here again. It seems if you have a members only video, YouTube is like, I will push this to every single person on the planet. They will become your member. They will join. It's weird. I mean, it's all about the money, right? My OSR's name is Gim Zajac, because that's the Latvian spelling of the Russian word for hair. All right, I did not know that. Thank you for the language lesson. Unfortunately, my understanding of both Russian and Latvian is to the point where if you said the word in either language, I would unfortunately not be able to tell you which is which. Guys, have you ever had to go through a house and remove all the wallpaper? Like it's dual layered wallpaper. My god, what a terrible experience that is. Like every time you think you're done, every time you think all of it's removed, you start with the next step, and then you're like, oh wait, hold on, there's more paper, there's more wallpaper. Let me get the water, let me soften it up. Let me remove it. Wait, is this drunken dwarf talking to me? You're not my matey. Oh, there's someone here called Too Fruity. Zakis or something. Something that I will not even try to pronounce. I have no idea what it says. I'm assuming that's the Russian equivalent. So, what made you come to the name Hare? Or like the equivalent of Hare? Do you just really love hair? Is Hare also the plural? It's your last name. Oh, okay. Cool. But how does this one work? Talk to beekeeper? Oh, I can add logs to it. Construction experience. There we go. I quite enjoy forestry, by the way. The mini events are quite cool. It's surprisingly engaging content for how monotonous woodcutting itself is. It's also interesting how it starts adding the like one type of log, goes through the entire list, and then starts from the top again with the next type of log. Back in primary school, a teacher would say, Hare, can you hear me? Just you wait. Which is based on a Soviet cartoon. Oh, yeah, I did not know that cartoon, unfortunately. But I'm sure it was a great reference. The temporary beehive was made so well, you take some parts for building a permanent hive. Sturdy beehive parts. Okay, I guess I'll need some more logs, really, before I can put them into the unfinished beehive. Dude, this dragon axe looks really cool. Can't wait till I get a dragon axe at some point. I have no idea how hard it is to get. Same with like the dragon pickaxe. I would love to get it at some point. You can use those parts to build a beehive in your player-owned house. Oh, that's pretty cool. I want that. Okay, I will keep this around, and then someday I will use it, guys. I feel like I should get into housing a little bit more now. Now that I'm such a construction expert, you know. Yeah, cut down those trees. Just a cosmetic hive. Oh well, I mean, it's still a hive. I don't know what it... I mean, I guess it could look cool. I don't know. I really don't know, you know, how I want to approach the house yet. I have so little knowledge about the housing system in this game that I don't really know too much about it. Wow, that I kind of just felt like I just said the same thing twice. That's just me being tired, okay? Still trying to like semi-fix the cam on the side, but it doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately. Experience is pretty chill, by the way. Already halfway into level 58 almost. 43%. One thing I liked about RuneScape 3 was animal husbandry, giving hives and flowers a use. Yeah, animal husbandry sounds quite cool. Brings us one step closer to like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon kind of games. The group tracker is being silly as usual, but it says I have 4 dragon axes and 0 in collection log. The latter being a lie, of course. I mean, 4 dragon axes, that sounds quite cool. I have no idea where I... Wait. For a second I thought the game crashed or something, so like we all stopped cutting. But it was my inventory being full. I'm curious to see when I find out how I'll get these. Wait, hold on. Let me view the woodcutting guide. Anything new? I can make a waka canoe. All right. Don't know what that is, but here we go. We keep going. We keep chopping. Chop, chop, chop. But yeah, I would love to get myself a dragon pickaxe and a dragon axe at some point. But hey, there's at least still the rune axe to look forward to. And like one thing I'm looking forward to is once I finally push my way to level 60 wood cutting, I am pretty sure I am able to enter. Wasn't there a wood cutting? Hold on. There is a woodcutting guild, right? There should be one. Evening. There is a guild. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I thought there was a guild. Also, welcome. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. With Mistalin available, I need to rush desert or alternative to skip decanting potions. Fun fact about willows, their bark basically contains aspirin. Wait, really? I mean, I have no idea how aspirin is made, so I don't know if aspirin is based on the contents of the willow tree, in a way, or if they designed aspirin and then later realized, wait a second, willow trees contain a similar substance. But if you know more about it, I'd be very curious to hear. I had never heard that fact before, but I do like some fun facts. Wait, they're talking about Ronald McDonald in the chat. He likes to watch. Ronald McDonald, the clown. What is going on here? Is there anything greater than just like witnessing like these really off-the-rails chats in MMOs? I remember reading map chats in multiple different MMOs, and people would just like be talking about the most random things, especially when I was a kid. And I think we've all had this experience, right, where we were younger. It was like the early to mid 2000s. We were playing an MMO. There wasn't really like active voice chats to the extent that we have today. I mean, there was TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, those kind of things, but you wouldn't generally be hanging out on them all day. At least I wasn't. So like a lot of your in-game conversations took place literally in-game. You would use the guild chat, the clan chat, the map chat, those kind of things. And I would just spend hours grinding away in games and just reading and reading and reading whatever the people in map chat were talking about. And I heard so many cool stories doing that. I actually a part of me kind of misses that, because I feel like it's kind of died down. Now RuneScape, I think, is one of the few games where it still happens somewhat, because like these kind of, gatherings take place. But there was something so cool about just reading what they were saying, and like sometimes you would say something yourself, but mostly I was just kind of like an observer, and I quite enjoyed that. They contain a chemical called silicin, which is similar to aspirin. Oh, so it has like painkiller effects. I mean, I don't know what the like, total effects of aspirin are. I know they're like headache, painkiller kind of medication, but I don't know exactly what they do. All right, we keep chopping. The chopping doesn't stop. All chopping, no stopping, guys. There we go. All chopping, no stopping. For anyone wondering, by the way, anyone who wasn't here at the start, why there is no webcam right now, it is because the webcam decided to just not want to turn on. So, you know, we're just kind of doing it with no webcam today. I've seen Jimmy's Gary Gilbert. Are the Draenor Willows just as bad in Members? Oh yeah, I mean, I very much enjoy watching the chat here. Like they were talking about Ronald McDonald's. He likes to watch. He got closer. The guy's called Manpegger. So you know we've got some storylines going on here. Some serious storylines. Free-to-play chat is unhinged, but very fun. Wait, is free-to-play chat even better? Maybe I should spend some time on free-to-play just to look at the chat. That sounds glorious. You know, it feels weirder being silent when there's no cam than when there is a cam, because when there is a cam you can at least still see me, you know, moving my head around. You can still see that I'm present. But when I shut up and there is no cam, it feels weirdly silent, I think. Maybe just watch Gary Gilbert instead to save some sanity. Yeah, maybe I should do that instead of going to play myself. I agree. I think they roleplay more because there isn't much difficult content. Yeah, that makes sense. I do think it's quite cool to have this entire like free-to-play like community going on. I do think it's interesting. It reminds me, you know, I don't know if anyone here has played the original Guild Wars games. No, it's really cool. Quick side note: those games, like, they were on maintenance mode for like 10 plus years. And recently, they've been starting to get content again. Like they've got like 2 new dungeons. There's going to be a mobile port that I'm both scared of as well as hyped for, because like mobile ports don't always do too great. But you know what? It's interesting. But the cool thing is that game also has this tutorial zone called the pre-searing area, and the pre-searing area, like once you leave, you can never go back. It's kind of like tutorial island, but you can choose a level cap in the starter zone, in the tutorial area, and a lot of people have actually just stayed there. They would, you know, create their own character. They would level cap there. It's got like its own economy, so people just have characters that just stay there forever. And it's kind of similar, I guess, in a way to free to play here, or to, you know, more extreme, like staying on tutorial island forever. And I really like the idea that games allow you to choose to not progress, and then have more people not progress, and create like its own mini economy. In Oz Tutorial Islands, you can only go to level 3 in the skills that are available. Oh, really? I thought you would probably be able to grind, but then again, if that was the case, I'm sure there would be someone crazy enough to max all the skills available on Tutorial Island without leaving Tutorial Island, right? There would be someone who's like, yeah, I'm 99 woodcutting, and 99 fire making, and fishing, and cooking, and combat, and magic, and everything besides member skills, really. Imagine how long that would take. My god, that sounds painful. I should look over there, by the way, more often, because I think there are probably events going on. Forestry events I'm just not witnessing because they're going on over there. So I should look into that a little bit more. I think there is an oak. Not even sure if you can chop it, even if you do have 50 wood cutting with bronze axe. Hey man, if you have time on your hands, you must do it for science. And then report back to me. I need this intel. Get on the grind. Look at all these willow logs on the floor. Like, these logs have like no value whatsoever, right? Like willow logs, maple logs. When do logs start having value? Do U logs have value? Because I feel like nothing has value before U at least. I don't know what the price is on U logs, but I can't though. It caps level 3. Yeah, okay, so you would not be able to get to level 15. So like it's an irrelevant point, right? But it's interesting that they put an oak there. Logs or unstrung bows? There's also unstrung bows, but I was talking about logs. I feel like logs have no value. At least not the ones that I can get right now. I mean, they have some value, but like they're completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, I think. Like these willow logs are worth 21 per log. So an entire inventory is like under 500 GP, which is, I mean, it's something. But hey, we're grinding all 300. We keep on going. If it's easy to obtain, it probably isn't valuable unless you uncover hidden tech. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. Like, it's just, I mean, I guess unless you have a really, really, really high demand to match it. Like, I think the only situation where I can imagine ease of access is not a super low price. If, you know, if people need a consumable or something, and that consumable requires a ton of the material, but people constantly need the consumable because of like raid content or whatever. But I guess outside of fringe cases where like the demand is just like as high as the insane supply, yeah, it's gonna be low. Depending on tier, people used to alch unstring bows, then veiled totems gave them a fletching use. That's a good point, yeah. I actually haven't gone back to veiled totems at all since I did the quest. I feel like that's something that it's a bit of a recurring trend for me, where like I uncover something new, something cool that I would love to spend some more time in, but like it goes into this long list of like these other 100 things that I would love to spend more time in, and then I don't go back too often. Like I try and go back to some things on occasion, but it's just so many things to do. It's a bit insane. Like, I want to go try the Winter Toad, for example, to grind a little bit, but that's not something I've done yet. I want to level some agility. I want to go back to sailing at some point. I thought it just sold them to shops. I do not know. How is... 4.2k, there we go. I have a problem. I ran out of tea just now. I don't know, we passed around some thousands of bows for alching in our group, though I ended up decorating some totems in the end. I mean, you gotta make those totems look glorious, right? It's very important. Here we go, yet another inventory of willows. Actually, I need one more. Growl choice paralysis, courtesy of Sandbox MMO. Yeah, I mean, I think I talk about it in today's video a little bit. It's not a bad thing, the fact that there's so much choice and so many things to do. It's a symptom of good game design, but it is a symptom that you have to deal with. But I'd much rather have this than a situation where I don't go back to play the content, not because I don't have time, but because the content is irrelevant. So I think this is the better approach. Hold on, guys. I can actually put myself on the stream. Hold on. I have an idea. Does this work? There we go. Here I am. Yes. Filter. I must crop. Here we go. Yeah. And bottom. Oh, there's still something on the left. I see it. Here we go, guys. I don't have a cam, but I'm here. Well, you know what? I need something, okay? EK VTuber arc incoming. Yeah, next thing you know, I'll have an animated version of this guy, and you will just never see my actual face again. Why? Guys, so I've had my studio lights on for the past hour now. I don't need them on. I could turn them off. Why did I have them on the entire time? My god, this is so much easier on the eyes. Now I can just fall asleep while we're chilling here. It's been ages since I streamed without my lights on. This is odd. It almost feels uncomfortable. My dog just walked over to me and he's like, dude, something wrong? Your lights are off, man. Are you okay? Did something go wrong? Are you still streaming? Can you give me attention now? And now he ploops back down and he probably falls asleep in a second. The dog life, guys, aren't you jealous of the dog life? All you do is you wake up, you just take a nice little walk, you get to sniff around a little bit, you poop, you pee, you get some food, you go back to sleep. On occasion, you'll have some playing in between. Sometimes you even get to play with some other dogs. You get to run around a little bit, come back home, eat, sleep. That sounds like such a lovely life. I want that life, guys. It's literally just our life, but instead of working, you're sleeping. My god, what a beautiful life. Petting a dog is probably around 3 league tasks. Pet the doggo. Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit, I'm petting him like a ton. I've actually spent pretty much the entire day with my dog today. It's great, by the way. I very much enjoy it. Like he's been with me. I think there's been like maybe 10 minutes where he hasn't been in the same room as me today. It's been quite fun actually. And those 10 minutes were on the toilet, you know. It's like the one situation where the dog doesn't come with me. Although he tries to come with me on occasion. You know, my dog does this really funny thing. I don't know if more dogs do this, but whenever you step out of the shower and you're about to dry yourself off, he will just walk in and he'll just start licking like your calves. He'll be like, "Hello, I will lick you dry. Don't worry, I will clean you. You are dirty, sir. I must put my tongue on your leg and clean you." But it's such a cute thing to see. It's great. I love it. Don't forget the give bones league task. Yeah, I agree. You must give them bones. You must give them pets. Guys, I was wondering, by the way, I'm starting to like design, I guess, my my new office space, game room, like, you know, mix thing, which obviously will be more designed as a game / content creation room, where I happen to also do some work on occasion. I was wondering, because I'm thinking about maybe getting some like cool looking merch from games or something, like something to put in the background, something to put like on a shelf, something fun to just have in the room. And that got me wondering, Does RuneScape have like cool merch? I have no idea what kind of merch they have. I mean, obviously I can go ahead and Google it, which I will do. But it just kind of came to me. Yeah, there's displays for sure. Just after shower, not sure. Clean in general. Josh Drive hates his Piper, thinks of him as dog incapable to clean himself, so he cleans him every time. Yeah, it's great, right? Oh, I love dogs. RuneScape is revamping their merch store in May. Oh, really? Well, that is quite a nice timing, because I'm moving in May. I don't know what the merch store does, if it's just like a revamp from a website point of view, or if they also, you know, revamp their entire merch product line. But I mean, I tend not to buy too much merch because I tend to find it to be very overpriced and not really worth it. But I do like having like a little collectible here and there, especially now that I'm moving into a house that is a bit bigger. The office will be a bit bigger, and I'll be able to have more stuff, you know, actually be on display as opposed to just being in a cabinet somewhere. Because I don't really like, you know, buying stuff that just disappears into whatever closet and then comes out whenever you move. I keep hearing Creator Crafted codes available from most big YouTubers. Wait, Creator Crafted? I've never heard of it actually. Creator Crafted. What is that? Statues, pins, desk mats, LED signs. I quite enjoy stuff like statues, you know, just like cool little things. Cool collectibles. You know, I like when it comes down to collectibles, I tend to prefer things that just look minimalistic and that don't look, you know, overly gamey. But like having like a cool little statue somewhere, like on a shelf or something, that looks quite cool. But I've kind of moved away from the overly RGB stuff. Like I don't mind a bit of RGB here and there, but overly RGB is that's in the past. Okay, level 58. Surely you need a house tab LED sign. Yeah, for sure. New warehouse in the US, new stuff too. Some limited designs will be gone. I need to have something like on the door, you know, like a big LED sign on the door that just tells my girlfriend whenever I'm hard at work, you know. Blog link in Discord. Okay, thank you. I'll check it out after the stream. Actually, I'll click it now and then I can scan through it real quick because this does not require much brain activity on my end. Relaunching a merch store, more variety and a better experience. I would put it up on the screen, but I'm going to quickly scroll through it and I'll just properly read it later. Late May. Okay, cool. I mean, first I'll have to refill the bank account because buying a house is a very expensive ordeal. And then, of course, also doing the whole remodeling of the house and the paint and all the stuff. But it's worth it. Do you actually pronounce? I mean, yeah. I mean, LED or LED. Like LED is how we say it. Like natively, it's just like LED lights. We would say. When I'm using the like international pronunciation, I guess we use LED generally. But I kind of swap back and forth between them because it kind of depends who I'm talking to. But yeah, if I were talking to family or something like people who are not. You know, like whenever I'm communicating in Dutch, I would say let's. Although I do prefer the LED pronunciation generally. I think it sounds better. LED, otherwise it'd be LED. exactly. You know, if you want it to be pronounced LED, why not just spell it like LED, like this, like you know, this is LED. If you want it spelled like LED, just type LED, okay? Light emitting diode, yes. Let's not get into the giraffe interchange format debate. Hey man, we can get into any kind of debate here. I think we have a very small stream tonight. Actually, I haven't checked my view and number. What is the number even at? Ooh, 3. So we're you know, we're keeping it nice and local tonight. You know, nice and chill. So what do you call a moving picture? Ooh, now I tend, whenever I'm referring to it in English, I go movie. But film is also the Dutch word. So in Dutch I'd say film. In English I'd say movie. But I do know that some people, I think in England, say films as opposed to movie. No sound. Oh, just GIF. Yeah, it's GIF. Like if someone says GIF, no, just insta banned, okay? Just remove from the channel. It's GIF, guys. It's GIF, okay? I don't know if anyone here disagrees, but it's GIF. You know the story behind GIF? I don't know. I think I don't know. But feel free to enlighten me. Because I've heard many things about GIF and like the discussion between the, you know, GIF and GIF pronunciation. But let's see what you what kind of information you have for me. It says 4 on your end. Hey, there we go. That's 1 more than I have. I will agree with your data. See, you know, we just choose the data that best represents our point of view, right? So in this case, 4 it is. Graphics interchange format, but the author of it says it should be GIF. Wait, okay. If he is the author, technically he should be allowed to choose the pronunciation of the word. That much I agree on. However, it being graphics interchange format, graphics GIF. No, graphics GIF. Yes. So it's GIF. Guys, the more times I say the word GIF, the more it starts sounding weird. Okay? The more it starts sounding weird. But he's a technical specialist, not a linguist. I agree. But then I guess then we have this whole discussion now where the question is, should someone who thinks of a word, if it is actually a new word, in this case it's an abbreviation, should that person be allowed to choose how you pronounce it? Don't know. I don't know. Giraffix would sound like giraffe to me. Yes, exactly. Giraffex. Giraffex interchange format. Soon we will arrive at the strong troll hole again. It's coming up. I can sense it. Also, I'm at zero prayer. I will be at zero prayer for a while. There will be a moment in one of the upcoming videos where you'll hear me say, "Oh crap, I don't have prayer." This is the moment where I foreshadow that's going to be happening. It's not in a already recorded video because, you know, those are done. But it will be in one of the upcoming videos. It will happen. I'm sure of it. It happens to me all the time. It's even been pointed out a couple of times in the comments. And there we go, another full inventory. I'll have to say, what did I say exactly? You know, you will have to let me know when that moment happens that you told me so. You told me I should actually guys, I will save future me from making this horrendous mistake again. I, current real-time EK, will walk over here. Oh, there's yew trees here, so once I hit 60 I can go chop yew trees over here. That's cool. Here we go, we pray. Pray incomplete. I thought there should be a prayer sound cue, you know, like something like that. Reminds me of the there was like this Age of Empires game. I don't know if it's Age of Empires 1 or 2, but you had these hollow priests, and they were hilarious. You also had these like Big Daddy cheat codes and stuff where you get the black cars or the big bazookas or whatever. That was glorious. That was really glorious. I loved that time. Ah, good old Age of Empires 1. Yeah, I mean that was great. You started off with like this little circle of whatever it was. Well, that's one less comment for me to leave. I'm sure I'll have plenty. Yeah, I mean you always find plenty, so I'm sure you are more than capable of finding things to talk about in the comments. My first real computer game. Yeah, I mean for me, I don't know if it's my first, but it's definitely among the first. I played a ton of Age of Empires 1. That was great. I was not good at it. I've never been good at RTS games, but I've enjoyed RTS games, and I guess that's the most important thing. But yeah, I spent a fair amount of time playing that. I'm starting to wonder what my first ever game was. I feel as though Pokemon Gold and Silver were very early. I think I got a Game Boy Advance for my birthday around my 6th birthday or something, but I'm not quite sure exactly what age I was. I don't even know when the Game Boy Advance came out, but I got a Game Boy Advance with either gold or silver, and I got the other one later. And I played those so much. Like, I think those, while maybe not my first ever games, because I played games at a PC before that, I think, on the family PC. I think those were the first like games that made like a really big impression on me, that like really stuck with me super long term. And then they kind of just ruined Pokemon games forever in the past like 10 years or so. So you know, too bad. So what were you guys' first memory of a video game? I mean, it might be Age of Empires for me as well. Like, it's definitely on the edge of being the first one. 2000s were truly glorious. Lord of the Rings, good Pokemon games, 9/11. Oh my god, did I just say that out loud? YouTube, please. No, not the handcuffs. No, I was baited, I promise. Oh, that was glorious, though. That was glorious. Well, I mean, to be fair, the Lord of the Rings movies are still to this day my favorite movies. They've aged so well. They hold up in pretty much every single regard. They are still to this day, in my mind, the best movie ever made. Just had to, you know, drop that. I mean, I think I've said it before, but man, my god, those movies are good. I remember playing Populous the beginning at my best friend's house in 2005. Wait, I feel like I haven't heard of that game. Populous the beginning. Hold on. Let me go back to a tree and look this up. Populous the beginning. What is this? 1998. Looks quite cool. You know, I really wish I had a cam right now. You said I played a Donald Duck game. So I have a box next to me, and I would love to show this box, but the camera isn't working. This box contains a ton of old PC games, as well as some GameCube games and some DS games, but you know, those are less relevant. Also, not DS, Switch games. It's like I've had these games for a very long time, but it's kind of just been sitting in the house, like in boxes. But now that I'm moving, like I'm trying to like sort through things, seeing what I want to keep, like make sure I don't take all the crap with me. So I have this enormous box like filled with all kinds of games and stuff. Post a picture in Discord. Oh yeah, I guess I can do that. I will have to grab my phone, but I can do that. But you mentioned something about Donald Duck games, and I actually think 2 of the games that are like on the top of the box right now are Donald Duck games. Let me actually quickly grab the thing. Yeah, so I mean, I would love to show them, but there's actually 2 games that I have right in front of me. One of them is the GameCube game called Donald Duck PK, which is where Donald Duck turns into some sort of like superhero and like some sort of like weird aliens you have to deal with. It's called Donald Duck PK. Never heard of it since, but it exists. And then I also have a PC game that I think never worked. But I used to watch like a friend of mine play on PlayStation, and I bought it myself and never worked, and you know, I just kind of accepted that, I guess. And it's called Donald Duck Quack Attack. So I've got Donald Duck PK and Donald Duck Quack Attack. And there's still a disc in there. The thing is, I don't actually have a disc reader in my PC anymore. I'm kind of tempted to maybe get like an external disc reader at some point and just see if I can get these games to run off disc, or if I need to use any other stuff to be able to get them to run. Because obviously, getting like old games, especially like, you know, Windows 95 to XP games to run, it can be a bit tricky. Okay, let me actually grab my phone real quick and then I can take a quick picture. All right, I'm back. So I put a picture. I was gonna say I put a picture of the box in Discord, but I put a picture in there apparently. But yeah, this is the box. It's mostly just a mix of like PC games, some Switch, you know, some GameCube. And my God, there were so many good games in there. Donald Duck was a PKer. Yes, he was. He actually took you out in a wheelie like last month. It was Donald Duck. I'm sorry. He has a loan at his is it his uncle? I think it's uncle, right? Like the super rich guy that swims in money. So he's like, oh, I gotta pay him back. So he's starting to rob people in the wheelie. That's what happens. I haven't really played Donald Duck games. I did try PK on an emulator and the DuckTale ones where you go around the world getting money. I'm actually not too familiar with that one. Uncle Scrooge, yes, that's the one. Yeah, there were so many good games in there. Like there's just like on in the box itself, in case you guys do have the picture in front of you. Like there's Warcraft 3, of course, an amazing game. There's like this weird like Disney racing game, like Magical Racing Tour. Like a lot of these games that you see in this box are games that I played from like my like 6th birthday till like 16th or something. No wonder he ran off quacking and left a daisy in disrespect. I was actually thinking maybe about, because I still have my GameCube. I was thinking whether I can, first of all, determine which games still run, because some of the discs are slightly damaged. Because as a kid, I was definitely way less careful with my discs. I would like just like yeet them. Well, I mean, I wouldn't yeet them, but I would, I would like swap another game in, and I would just like put the disc on like a table or something, and just leave it there for like a day. And it would like get shifted around, like it would get scratched. Like I don't know why, but I didn't really pay enough attention to the discs back in the day. So a lot of the discs do have some level of scratching on them. So I reckon some of them actually don't even work anymore. But I would love to go through and just try all of them and see which ones do still work. And like a part of me kind of wants to start looking into selling some of them, especially if they're worth a lot of money. Like I think Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is in there, which I think goes for like €100 or something. Pokemon Colosseum was also in there at some point, but I gifted it to someone who's like this big Pokemon collector, like a friend of mine, like 10 years ago, or whatever. So, sucks, but I gave that one away. But yeah, some of the games in there might be worth something to collect, especially if they're like Nintendo titles and stuff, because these games are obviously not made anymore, so they can be a bit difficult to track down sometimes. But there was so many good games for GameCube, guys. I really enjoyed my time playing GameCube. I actually, I don't know if you guys have watched my video on Lost Kingdoms, like the Nostalgia Goggles video that I did like 2 years ago or something. But I actually almost had one done for Beyond Good and Evil. Well, at least I did the entire playthrough for it. Like I wrote like a big part of the notes and stuff. I was gonna do a video on it, and I might still finish it at some point. Beyond Good and Evil is actually such an interesting game. It's so much better than I remembered. Like I remembered it being a decent game, but Beyond Good and Evil actually, like I can now see why people were so hyped for a potential Beyond Good and Evil 2, which supposedly I think is still in development for like 15 years now, but I'm expecting it to just have died off. Has there been any news, by the way? I don't know if anyone knows, but let me see. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I remember there being like a big trailer, and oh, there was news from, hold on, news from January this year. Hold on, what's in here? Okay, so apparently from here, the game supposedly Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in development right now, and it's been in development for almost 20 years. Like how do you have a game in development for 20 years? Like at some point, don't you just realize this game is never coming out and you're just wasting money? Because can you imagine how much money has been pumped into a game that has been in some form of active development for 20 years? Like even if you have like 10 developers working on it, like a very small team for like such a big game, paying them a salary for like 20 years, like what? And then, barely even having a game. At some point, like, how are you going to recoup the costs? Like, you're going to be in a situation where you either have to bite the bullet and just say, hey, we're going to just cancel the game, whatever, like, we invested money into it, we'll just stop pouring more money into it. Or you just decide, hey, we're so far into it, we have to finish it now because we've already, like, the sunk cost fallacy is too big. We have to finish the game now and actually release it to recoup some of the costs at some point. How do you have a game in development for 20 years without anything, like, working? I mean, if it's, like, an MMO, it's fine because like it's active development while the game is running. But a single player game, 20 years, no, something fishy is definitely going on there. The game probably has been cancelled like 7 times and like restructured and rebooted, and like at some point the dog ate the homework and then the cat ate the dog and then the cat got eaten by a tiger, and the tiger got shot by a hunter, and I don't know, man. Something weird must have happened over there. I don't know, Star Citizen. That's a good point. That's a good point. I've got a suitcase full of 3DS games, the Zero Escape series in particular, I'm very proud of. Ooh, that's a nice collection right there. I like it. You know, I've always wanted to play more DS games. Like, it's one of the few platforms I've not really gotten too much into, and my sister did have, and probably still has, a DS, and I do remember I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, like this Yu-Gi-Oh Tournament 2008 or whatever. I can't remember. Actually, I remember there was a character in there that I had trouble beating called Ferrario. So I'm gonna Yu-Gi-Oh Ferrario. The Speed Guardian Ferrario. I remember this guy. What game was he from? He was from, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh World Championship 2008. Where he has to defeat him for 3 duels in a row with the same life points. That was quite rough. But I remember playing a ton of that game. And you know, it's one of those things where I would love to go back and play more DS games, but I feel like the emulation process with DS games is just not really that great. You know, the dual screen thing, it's just it's a bit iffy. It's a bit, I don't know, just subpar. Like, you just get a different experience. So it's one of the main reasons why I would love to get myself an AOAN Thor at some point, because it just allows you to kind of recapture that whole experience while being able to do more things than the DS was ever able to do, and of course at a much higher resolution and, you know, upscaled and you know, better colors, OLED panel, high refresh rate, those kind of things. Hey EK, how are you? I am great. I am doing really good right now. How are you doing? Your name doesn't sound too familiar to me, so if you're new here, welcome. But yeah, I'm doing quite good. The only thing that's not good is the fact that my webcam isn't working. And that's why there's this little, well, art version of me just on the screen right now, trying to keep you company as I'm rambling. We're having a very chill stream today. We're just kind of chilling, cutting down some trees, getting closer and closer to level 60 woodcutting, and chatting about old games. And people are showing their collections. It's great. How is my forestry kit doing, though? 4.2k still. Okay, yeah, I guess we haven't had any events, right? Yeah, we haven't. Okay, so we gotta look into that a little bit. We got to get some more events going on. Free-to-play stepdad is in the chat. Not in the stream chat, but in the Willows chat. Sometimes events spawn quite far away if there's other players. Oh yeah, I guess they might be spawning like over there, right? Because people are doing the U farm over there. Wait, this is a very different animation. Is this like a felling axe? Because I know there's a felling axe. I don't know what they are, but this is a different kind of axe, I guess. There's like a very different animation to it. I mean, I'm fine with there not being too many events. Like, I'm just kind of here for woodcutting experience. So, if they happen to spawn, they spawn. If they don't, it's fine. That's a felling axe. Okay, cool. Cool. I have no idea if they're good, but now I know what they look like. "23 days, 23 hours. There we go. That's a lovely timestamp. Can I be more specific as well? I can't, right? No, I can't, I think. I mean, maybe with the NPC, right? Yeah, I think the NPC might be more accurate. I'm good, been following for a little while, but watch videos rather than join live. I mean, that's all good. I'm mostly focused on videos anyway, and I think most of my viewer base is following the video series, which is why I'm trying to make sure I don't have streams too often where I make significant progress. So the idea is always streams are more like this, you know, where we're just kind of chatting a little bit, you know, talking a bit about the video sometimes, talking a bit about the plans going ahead. But generally the actual progress is made on the video, so that people who prefer to watch the slightly more edited versions on the videos, you know, don't miss out. But welcome, I'm glad to have you here with me live. I very much enjoy these sessions as well, where we just kind of chat a little bit. It's you know, it allows me to be a bit more free form and just kind of sit back and, well, ramble even more than on the videos. I've got a bunch of time tonight, so I'll be chilling with you. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Now, it is about half an hour till midnight, so I probably won't be here for that much longer. I'm guessing I'll be here for another maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It kind of depends on, you know, where the chat goes and whether I start crashing. But you know, I was at the new house like at 9 in the morning today, so it's been a bit of a long day, but you know, I'm still very much enjoying my chatting. You know, guys, it's actually really cool to me, because I was looking at the first video recently, just kind of like seeing what kind of comments I got on the initial video on part 1. It's really cool to see how many people here, like generally like in the comments as well, but like how many people here have been there for like over 120 videos, guys. It's insane. If you do Royal Titans live, and that will count as progress, right? Yeah, definitely. It's, I mean, I have this rule that generally I don't do too much, like too much streaming progression. However, I have done videos where I've done questing and stuff. What I try and do is I will title them differently as well. Like I'll title them as like part this, part that. I will put them in the playlist. Like this stream, for example, this stream is not going to go into the playlist. This stream is just like, it's there. If someone wants to click it, you can click it. It probably gets way less views as a VOD, but it's not going to be in the playlist, because like this video, honestly, like nobody needs to go and watch this when they're looking to like sit through the series of me discovering the game. However, if it's a bit of content that I really want to be in there, I'll title it like it's a video. I'll just put like live in the brackets behind it, just so people know it is a live video. I could do the Royal Titans recording on Discord. That is a possibility, which does allow me some editing freedom as well. Although I think it might be a little bit more engaging for people if I do it live. However, if we do it live, I'll probably plan it like at least a couple of days in advance, so that people can actually, you know, try it and be here. But yeah, like the general rule is not too much progress on streams. But if I do have progress, like it'll be planned from the very start, like doing Royal Titans. And I'll also just, you know, whenever I, at least this is what I try and do, whenever I do a stream video, which I guess like this hybrid thing where I like have it be in the playlist, I try and have it be a little bit more focused on the gameplay. Whereas this, of course, like, you know, the gameplay is just complete background right now. I'm just clicking a tree. I'm purely focused on the chat. That's like the only thing that I really care about when I'm doing these kind of streams. So I guess that's in my mind where the difference is. Anyway, that's a very long description of how I approach my streams and videos. I'm still kind of figuring out how I do things long term as well. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for like 7-8 years on this account now or something. But, you know, given the fairly small size of the channel, like it still allows me to just kind of be very free form, which is one of the benefits of not having it be your career or whatever. Like, you know, I feel like it must be so annoying to have YouTube be your career, and then at some point you want to do something that like your viewer base might not agree with, and you're like, you know, on one hand you want to do it for fun, and on the other hand you're like, yeah, but my income, like that must suck, man. But on a gameplay related note, we started at 56, we are now closing in on 59, so that is lovely. Making some actual good progress. Just trying to keep my eye out to make sure that if there are some events that I can still grab them. So the next video coming out, just to give you guys a little bit of a hint, is on the Tears of Guthix quest. And I have to say, having played a ton of Varlamore quests recently, and then going back to a very early quests in Tears of Guthix, it is such a weird shift to go from a quest that is like clearly outlined, you know, you kind of are told what to do. You still have to figure out exactly like the details of it, but you very rarely get actually lost. It's always clear what the goal is. And then you start doing a quest from the early 2000s, and you're just like, what the hell am I doing? And that's true, yeah, I did mention the lantern in the Discord, yeah. And that video is coming out. I still have to edit it, but that video is coming out probably in the next 3 days. I try and upkeep a schedule of roughly every third day, but it might slow down a little bit again now that I've run out of backlog. But yeah, it's coming up in the next couple of days, and I think it's quite a fun journey, but it's such a weird shift back and forth between those super old quests and the more modern quests. It's almost like I'm playing two entirely different games. It's very different. You could do a Jimmy and do the quests by release. I mean, to be fair, I do think that provides a really cool perspective, because you get to see quests gradually change into what they become. It could be very tricky because obviously like you'll have to do like random Grandmaster quests before being able to do the easier quests in the different areas. So it would be a very challenging thing. But I do think it's very interesting being able to see how things change. I also kind of, and I would love to hear what you guys think about this. I've been thinking about doing the tier list kind of content for quite a bit now. I obviously did a quest tier list, like a free-to-play quest tier list, like way back when we finished free-to-play. And I very much enjoyed doing that. And I've been thinking ever since, really, like, how do I want to do more of those videos? Because I do very much enjoy doing tier lists. I like, you know, as you guys know, I really like just talking about, like, you know, what I think about things. I enjoy rambling about it. So I was thinking to myself, how can I do this without turning it into like a 7-hour-long video? And I realized that I think the best way to do it, really, at least for this one, is just like the very short tab is pretty much done. There's just Hazel Colt, and after that, the very short tab is done. So I think the most fair way I can do it maybe is just compare all of the very short quests to one another. And just have like the very short quest tier list. I still have the problem, however, there, that I'm comparing quests from 2003 or whatever to 2025. And that's going to be weird because they're very different types of quests. But I guess it does show where my preferences lie. And I don't know, I can't really figure a better way to do a ranking than that. Although the short one would become a lot harder because there's just way more quests in there. So it kind of falls apart already at short. Then, you know, medium is kind of very long, and then, you know, long and very long are okay again. Either very short or novice. Yeah, novice is the other option. Do it by difficulty. But I think there's actually a lot... Actually... I mean, there aren't that many, and I'm actually quite close to wrapping up Novice. So that's a different opportunity. I could go for Novice as well. What does Current Affairs require? Oh yeah, that's a sailing quest. Okay, yeah. And I'm assuming most of these quests are also... Yeah, they're also mostly short, very short. Maybe some medium. Yeah, I'll think about it a little bit more, but I think those are my two options. Either rank them by the difficulty or rank them by the duration. Or I could even do both. Like I could do... Maybe I should mix and match them a little bit so that they become even more... I don't know, maybe I have too many different videos then. But like do like Novice very short, Novice short, Novice medium. I mean that could work because there's just so many quests that I could spend more time. Because like my main issue I think is when I'm talking about these quests, like I kind of want to actually talk about the quest and not just be like, this quest goes here, this quest goes here, this quest goes here. Like I think that's no fun. Like I want to be able to explain why something goes there. But when there's like 70 quests that I got to put in the list, like if I spent like 1 or 2 minutes on every single one, like we're talking about like a multi-hour long tier list, which to be fair, I guess in RuneScape terms is not too bad because I've literally just had a Moons video that was like almost 3 hours and did quite well, but it feels a bit long for a tier list. You could try ranking them by storyline. That's also an opportunity. However, that would require me to wrap up all the storylines. Like ranking them by storyline, I guess you mean like not ranking them as individual quests, but ranking them like based on their entire storyline, right? Or do you mean like quests within the storyline? But I guess that probably always shifts more towards the later quests because those are generally the more interesting ones. Either way, difficulty and length are related in the sense of quests. Yeah, definitely. Like I guess most very short quests will be rather easy and the very long quests will be rather difficult. On average, at least. I guess there aren't any novice very long quests, right? As far as I'm aware. No, I don't think so. They're all short. Very short. Yeah, sure. Well, it depends. Either way it would work. I just figured you could start from standalone ones. Yeah, that's also an opportunity. I could rank all the standalone ones, I guess. How many do I need for that though? Because I probably need quite a lot of them still. Yeah, I would need quite a lot of quests still to be done, especially there are some really big ones in there. Sorting by storyline only makes sense after Questscape. Yeah, I agree. I think that would work, but I would need to be done with the game, or at least done with the questing part of the game. You know, it's interesting. I have like a lot of ideas because as much as I enjoy doing the series, I do want to do like the occasional like different kind of video. You know, I also I was thinking like, hey, maybe I could like a list like how I rank the skills, but then you know I have different experience levels, like both literally as well as like my personal experience playing RuneScape with said skill. Like I have way more experience in mining than I do in agility, for example, or thieving. So there's a lot of video ideas that I do have that I would love to do, just to like mix things up a little bit. But the execution, like I want to make sure I don't just do something really poorly. I would like to do it well if I do it. So that's why I end up not doing it, because I'm just sitting here like thinking like how could I make this make sense without making like 15 different videos on the same topic. At some point, like I'll just do a tier list, okay? Like we'll just do like 20 tier lists, and then I'll tier list my own tier lists. So many options. I mean, there are some quest chains that I can actually do the entire thing now, right? This one, no. I think there was one that I was able to do the entire thing of. Actually, a couple that I was quite close to being able to do the entire thing of. It's mostly like whenever they add like these Grandmaster quests, that's when I kind of stop being able to do them. Like, I think one of the quests... Oh, hold on. Oh, I don't have any logs, so I can't do this. Okay. Guzu did a quest tier list after Questscape. I think that's the appropriate time to do so. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to do it at a moment in time where it makes sense. Like, the free-to-play quest tier list made sense because I wrapped up free-to-play, so it worked. And I also feel like doing a tier list of every single quest in the entire game, while it can be kind of fun, just so because people can, you know, kind of see where I rank their favorite quests. I also think you create a bit of an unfair list, because how am I going to properly rank Sheep Shearer compared to Recipe for Disaster? Just like two quests that I know, at least. Like, there's just no way I can rank these quests on the same merits. Like, I need to rank them on... Like, I need to compare them to something where they're similar, I guess, in a way, because they just feel like they're entirely different games, almost. Like, and I'm guessing it's gonna become even worse when I have, like, Desert Treasure 2 in there, and, I don't know, Dragon Slayer 2 or whatever. Like, they're like entire single-player RPGs almost, in a way, I guess. And then the other one's like, shear some sheep. But it's an interesting topic that, you know, keeps me... that I keep thinking about every so often. I'm like, can I figure some fun way to do this? Although I guess pretty much every single way has been done before, right? So, like, I'm not going to come up with anything too crazy, too new, probably. The only difference will be that if I ever do a tier list of all of the quests, that video will be like 10 hours long. Sheep Shearer is iconic and an introductory quest to crafting, and does has its place. It can get a few extra points for that. Yeah, definitely, I agree. I think stuff like Sheep Shearer and like Cook's Assistant and well, just like similar quests to that, like they have a lot of value, actually. I think they're really good, really important quests. It's just a bit... Hold on, how does this work again? Didn't I have to bring them over to someone? Yeah, to him. Oh, we can level up, level 59, lovely. But yeah, those quests, like, they definitely have their place and they're very important. It's just a bit hard to rank them, I think. Because I would have to come up with a scoring system, maybe, in a way that would work across all quests. Anyway, lots of food for thought for something that I can do way down the line. Yeah, go the freaky forester. What do I even get from these? Pheasant feathers. These would look great made into some clothing. Okay. Ah, this is the best one. This is proper clicking. Alright, back to the grind we go. Almost thieving level 42. I kind of want to spend some time soon-ish bringing myself up to base 50s, because I feel like everything is almost 50 plus. There are just a couple of skills kind of lacking, with a lot of them being fairly easy, I think, to get over 50. I just like the idea of having at least 50s. Like, construction is very easy. Just do some Hogany Homes. I'll be there in like an afternoon. Fletching probably is kind of similar, right? I just spend like a lot of time creating bows and stuff. Thieving, I just have to find like a good way to do thieving, but I think it's not too hard as long as I find a good spot that gives decent experience. Herblore is just a money sink, and then agility is just a pain in everyone's ass. And then sailing is like entirely new content for me, really, so I would enjoy doing that. I guess rune crafting would just be like some hours spent doing Guardians of the Rift. Honestly, your stats are nicely even compared to mine, at least. I wonder if mine are very even, or if yours are just very skewed because of your Ultimate Iron Man situation. I have no idea how your... like, I can imagine how your progress is, but I guess you have to devote a lot more time at like one area of the game before swapping over because of the inventory management stuff. Like, you can't just like swap left and right? You have to kind of stick to a path for a while before you can like readjust. At least more than I would be able to. Or less than I would be able to, I guess. Not having runaway skills makes the game quite balanced. Yeah, I do really enjoy you know, keeping skills up to a certain standard. Like, I would like to end the year with my skills, hopefully most of them 70 plus. Over half of mine are 99, and there's Runecraft at like 64. I guess people don't enjoy that too much, right? But yeah, I think if I can end the year with most of my skills around 70, I think I'd be quite happy. Same-ish, I'm above 80 in all though. Yeah, that's quite nice. I do have a couple of, well, 70s already. You know, the highest one still is mining, which is closing in on 75, which I'm quite happy with. Still like way over 99, of course, but honestly 99s are not something that I really care too much about right now. And I think as long as I get everything to 70 plus, I should be able to do most quests, right? I mean, I'm assuming there's a couple of quests that would require like 80-ish, but I think from what I saw, there aren't too many requirements that like surpass 90. I think 90 to 99 is more for the status of having a 99, I guess. Obviously, some more benefits outside of it as well, but nothing quest related, I think. Not too much, at least. Like, what is the highest requirement quest in the game? I mean, I'm assuming it's one of the Grandmaster quests, right? So the highest requirement here is 75. I'm gonna just exclude combat level for now. Here we have a 75 as well. Here we have a 70. Some of the elves has a lot of 70s. So yeah, I guess you're right. This is probably the highest overall one. There's tons of 70s. And our Gothic sleeps. So assuming the highest single requirement is in Grandmaster, it seems to me that the highest individual skill requirement is 75. And the highest overall level requirement seems to be some of the elves. Okay, cool. I mean, 75 is not too crazy. Like that's definitely a place that I can get to without going, you know, super no life. Now, whether I'm able to do the quests themselves, that is a very different topic. Fortunately, that was not the topic of discussion. Because I've heard some of the bosses in Desert Treasure 2 are fun. I haven't seen anything of it, but I just know that people seem to have nightmares about them. quests are quite accessible skill grind wise, though combat stats and gear are not components. Oh yeah, for sure. Lowest skill requirement for Questscape so far is 45 sailing. Yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be more sailing quests released, right? At some point down the line. Within like the next year or so. Speaking of nightmares, there is an actual nightmare boss. Oh, really? That sounds quite cool. Two versions of Nightmare even. Get it, chop, choppy, chop. I agree, chop, choppy, chop all night long. Guys, when a tree is gone, like when the model of the tree is gone, but my character is still cutting the tree while the model is gone, do I still get the log? Or can I still get the log? Or should I just always move away the moment the model is gone? I always move away when the model is gone, but I don't know if I should do that. Maybe I should just stick it out and just like this situation. Okay, my character just stopped. So maybe he just like didn't roll the log. But I guess you can't roll the log. You could always check in combat log or combat achievements. Hold on, what are we talking about? About the nightmare stuff? Haven't tried, but as far as I know, sentiment is not great. Slow drop rates and such. I think it means someone else got the last... Oh, yeah, I think it means someone else got the last log and you're still in animation. Okay, yeah, so if it disappears while I'm still in animation, I should just move away. Because like finishing the animation has no gameplay benefit to me. That's what I've been doing, because I felt like that was the case, but I wasn't sure. I know that for fishing, there is not just an idle notify plugin, but a faster one. It says you're slacking while the animation is still going. Oh, that's actually quite nice and efficient. Drop tick rate is based on axe. Success rate is both axe and woodcutting level. I think... Wait, have I already gotten like 700 willow logs, really? Have I just been at willows for that long? Hey, we're slowly approaching 6.9 million. That's nice. Can I get to 696969? I guess we could go back to some maples now. Would take some effort to get an exact number. Oh yeah, for sure. It's back. You know, I love how every time I think to myself, I'll just pop in for a quick stream. I'll just probably be done after an hour or so. It's now 2 hours later. It always happens, guys. Every single time. If only work was like this, guys. If only work was like, oh, you know, I was gonna work for 8 hours, but oh, you know, it was so much fun, I accidentally worked for 12. No. No, if work is like, wait, I've been working for 1 hour only, but I felt like I just worked for 3 weeks. The addiction is real, yeah. You know, I'm just happy to have like a little bit of free time tonight so I can actually do this. It's great. Kind of miss this, just sitting back here, just chatting a little bit. Not that I, you know, dislike the stuff that I have to do. It's just that, you know, it takes a lot of time. At least I have a monster and the last piece of energy marmalade. Dude, now I want some monster. Honestly, sometimes work projects are fun and I end up working overtime by accident. You know, I don't end up working overtime. I don't really hate my work though. You know, it kind of just made it sound like that was the case. No, I definitely don't hate my job, but you know, if someone asks me, hey, would you rather be working or doing something else? I definitely do the other thing. But overall, yeah, work is alright. You know, I don't really work overtime generally, unless like it's specifically asked of me, which doesn't happen too often. Progress feels good, number go up. Yeah, definitely. Number go up feels great. The dopamine hits the brain. Ended up doing 130,000 steps last week. Wanted to do at least 25k average for the competition, but my knee started hurting. Man, 25,000 on average. That's a lot, man. I mean, I definitely had days where I've pushed like 25, 30k, but doing it on average, that's quite insane. Like those were my kind of numbers when I was doing like city trips. Like when I went to New York like a couple years ago, I would hit like 20, 25, maybe 30k. Doing that like every day. Whew. And I quite enjoy walking actually, but I don't really break 10k often. Like I'm usually in like this like 5 to 10k range on most days. With the occasional like 12 to 15 if it's like a very busy day or like, but then again, you know, I don't have I don't walk for my job, so I don't know what your situation is, but like my job has me sitting down the entire time, so that's 8 hours that I don't get to walk. So I guess if I walked during my job, it would be much higher on average. I had 30k in Monday and Tuesday, but only 26k on Wednesday. I mean, that's still a lot. Usually at work I get like 14k to maybe 20k. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now it makes a little bit more sense. Separate seems to love splintering bark as a third ingredient. Okay. How about also as a second ingredient? Wait, did I? Okay, this one's correct. Wait, oh, hold on. I tried that one, right? Yeah, I tried that one. So I'm gonna do this, and then maybe try some droplings. Ah, there we go. I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go. I quite enjoyed this one, by the way. This one's quite cool. Wait, you work from home? Can you maybe get a sit-stand desk and a walk pad? That's actually what I was thinking about doing. So I would love to walk more, and having a sit-stand desk is the option I want to go for. The question is still, and I think I talked about this on the previous stream as well. Like obviously, you know, I'm moving, so like this is a time for me to kind of like reinvent the office. And the idea that I have is going for a sit-stand desk for sure. But the question I'm still pondering is whether I want to change my current desk to a sit-stand desk by adding like new legs and like a mechanical like well, sit-stand like functionality to it, or whether I want to just buy a completely new desk. And I'm still not entirely sure about that. I've kind of just not been focusing on it because there's like a lot of other stuff that needs to be fixed right now. But that is definitely something that I do want to do. Dark Swole stream when? Hey man, I would honestly, I would do a stream like that as well. Maybe not Dark Swole specifically, but I mean, I enjoy fitness, I enjoy walking, I enjoy gaming, so I would definitely do something like that as well. The legs should have specs, right? They do, yeah. It's just that like I'm a bit hesitant to get those legs, and you know, then realize that, you know, it's like it's wobbly, or it just like doesn't work as well as I had hoped. And then I spent like all that money on it, and I could have just bought like an outright, like completely new one that just like, you know, is made from the very start to be solid. Because if a thing like that, like it's wobbly, comes crashing down, something like that, which probably doesn't happen often, but if it does happen, like so much stuff could break, so much stuff. So yeah, I'm a little bit torn still as to what I want to do. I'm kind of tempted to look into buying a new one, but it's gonna be quite pricey, so I'll probably have to delay it a little bit. Like the first step is finishing the entire house, and then, you know, once that is done, that's when I can drop money on other things again. There we go, some nice anima infused boxes. Lovely. Does your McDonald's courier have /need a desk? Well, actually quite funny you asked that. You know, she is not really that much of a gamer, but we have been playing quite some games together. You know, like we played a Mario game. We have played a Crash Bandicoot recently. We played Resident Evil. Like we played mostly like platformers, but some like other stuff as well. And she was like, "Hey, you know, I kind of would like to get a PC of my own at some point." And I'm like, "Ha, I can sort this out." So yeah, we'll probably get her like something a bit smaller. Like if she does end up getting a PC and a desk, you know, we'll get her something smaller, because she doesn't need like these super large, you know, ultra wide monitors and stuff to play old school RuneScape on, obviously. So she'll probably just get like a nice, you know, like a simple like 24-inch high refresh rate, 4014p, like, you know, regular monitor or something, which requires a lot less desk space. Look at this man being able to afford memory. I mean, I've never said anything about being able to afford it, you know, but my thieving level is 41, I'll have you know. So maybe that can help me out somehow. You know, memory is so crazy expensive. Like I would love to rebuild. Like I kind of wanted to rebuild my PC this year actually, but I ended up buying the highest end GPU that I could use on my current PC without upgrading a single thing. Because I was thinking to myself, if I upgrade a GPU to like something higher end, which at that point also wasn't very much worth it, because GPU parts were just like way too expensive, or like GPUs in general. You know, then I would have to upgrade my PSU, and at that point I was thinking to myself, well, if I upgrade my PSU, you know, like I kind of want to upgrade my motherboard, and you know, like I was starting to like chain think like, hey, you know, at that point I'll just spend 4K and upgrade the entire thing. So I decided, no, I'll stop at the GPU. I buy a 9070 XT. It's the highest end thing that was able to fit on my current PSU. And I will rebuild the entire thing later, and I'll just give this one to my girlfriend or something at that point. At least that's the idea. Oh, hell yeah. Get these roots. Ooh, lovely. Like, I would love at some point to upgrade to like an 80 or 90 series video card, but yeah, the pricing is just, it's a bit insane. It was like, you know, either buy a 5090 or a house. And as much as I like my 5090, I like a house more. Dude, this event is quite good. You know, I too like building PCs, but man, it's been a while since I built my own PC. I think I bought like I think I've built like 3 or 4 PCs in my life or something. Like not too many, but enough to be comfortable at least with building them. Ultra graphics for those GPU hungry games like OSRS. Exactly. I mean, how else am I gonna play this game? You know, having it look its best. Like, look at these polygons. My current PC is so good, there's just nothing to really upgrade, which is nice, but at the same time, it means I have nothing to build. I mean, it's a luxury problem to have, but I can see where you're coming from. There's just something fun about buying a new PC part, right? It's great. Although I have to say, after upgrading to the 9070 XT, I have noticed that some older games seem to run worse than they ran on my 1080 Ti. And I think they just don't run well on AMD hardware. It's not that the GPU is worse, it's just that those games are already bottlenecked by the CPU. And I don't know, I guess somehow the GPU architecture just doesn't work well with them or something. Because, you know, those games can't take advantage of their superior like raw performance because they're bottlenecked by the CPU anyway. Next upgrade will probably be a Zen 7 CPU, which is still years away. Then I skip the whole AM6 socket. Yeah, I'd probably upgrade to an AM6 myself, but then again, I'm sitting on a 5800X3D. So in my case, like I went for the highest end AM4. So I had a 2700X, then a 5800X3D, which I still think is like a beast of a CPU for the AM4 socket. Like it's still really good. But if I look at like the 9800X3D or even like the 9950X3D, like there's definitely some performance to be gotten. But I'm curious to see what the AM6 socket will bring. I think it's going to be a nice upgrade point if the market and my bank account allows. But yeah, it's quite funny how I had a 1080 Ti. I mean, I still have the 1080 Ti, and I didn't need to upgrade. I wanted to upgrade to something. But it's kind of funny how I bought that thing in March of 2017, and I could have easily kept it for 10 years. I upgraded after like 8.5, but I could have easily pushed till March next year. No problem. That thing is such a beast. I have 128 gigabytes, 2x64 of RAM. Damn. And my 4080 Super is perfectly adequate. Yeah, I mean, I really don't think there's anything to upgrade for right now. And I think it's partially because I feel as though, and I think this has been confirmed, but I feel as though games are becoming less dependent on your raw GPU performance, because games are just so badly optimized, because they're just all like, hey, just throw more DLSS at it, throw more frame generation at it. You know, why optimize our games when we can just have whatever, like upscaling AI technology to do it for us? So as long as you have the architecture to be able to use that software enhancement, I feel as though there just really isn't that much of a point in upgrading to a you know, just like a raw performance enhancing like higher end GPU. Like the reason I went for my 9070 XT is not because I needed more raw performance, but because I wanted the option to use stuff like FSR, preferably DLSS, but you know, that was on the GPU from Nvidia and I couldn't really fit that into my budget and PC at that point in time. And I wanted to use ray tracing, which to be fair I haven't really used much, but at least I've got to experience it a little bit now. But like besides architectural upgrades, like, you know, allowing me to use new software, I really did not care much about the raw performance. I mean, it was nice, but like I don't play enough high-end games to really utilize that. I did spend so much money on this thing, I had to eat canned pea soup for a couple weeks. Hey, I say that is worth it. That is totally worth it. Also, I'm gonna drop a couple of these maple logs. Oh, I didn't mean to drop them in here. That's a bit of a jerk move, I think. But I want to be able to keep cutting. Oh, you just have to stand in there for like a second. Okay. This is a pretty chill one. Leprechaun can bank your items. Oh wait, there's a leprechaun here. Wait, where is the leprechaun? Am I just... Oh, here. Deposit. There we go. Lovely. Don't go green man. But he's a nice green man. He helps me out. He banks things for me. I appreciate his effort. When you feel in touch with the tree is when you can move. So every time I cut a tree now, I also trigger one of these leprechaun logs and I get one additional bunch of Anima infused bark, right? I think that's how it works. So I need 5 more logs to be able to utilize the entire effect that I built up. Do you have enough logs for the log basket yet? I'm not saying you have to buy one, just wondering. I mean, I can check it out in just a moment. Let me just quickly wrap up this leprechaun's log. Actually, I can just check out. I have the Anima infused bark, and I think I have the logs as well. So yeah, we can go buy it. We can go buy it. Amazing. Let me just wrap up this leprechaun's log real quick, and then we can go buy it. Here we go. Just wrap up this one tree, and then I need to get myself some noted willow logs. 300, I believe it was. I'm gonna go to bed soon. Good night, gentlemen. I'll be ready to fight titans when we next meet. Yeah, I'll definitely see if I can set something up. Probably somewhere halfway through May into late May, somewhere in that range. I'm gonna wrap up the stream probably in like the next 5 or 10 minutes as well. So yeah, you know, you're not missing too much. Anyway, good night. Thank you for joining me, and hope to see you again next time. Have a good night. Ooh, I think on the next video, what I could do is I could open up the video, checking out the woodcutting guild. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, that's something that I might do. Because we're very close to level 60 right now. Okay, here we go. We go to the bank. Actually, let me just verify what I need. I think it's just 5k and 300 noted. Oh wait, I need oak logs as well. I mean, I can buy them, but no, I will. I mean, oaks are aren't oaks just like really quick to do? Let's just see. I forgot I needed oak trees, but I think, or oak logs. I think I can just like do this real quick, right? And I need experience anyway. Although, you know, I still need like 11 inventories, which is not nothing. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I should move between these two. Although he's also doing that, so... Don't know. All right, what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to keep on streaming for too much longer. It's already 12:30 and I have to work in the morning, and I know if I'm gonna keep on going here, I'll keep on going for another hour. So what I'll do is I'll just wrap this off off screen, and then I'll open up the next video talking about the log basket, and we can go check out the guild, which could be really, really cool. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll see if I can fix the cam for the next one, because it really sucks that I wasn't able to use it today. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you next time. Bye bye guys, good night.